Hi, welcome back to Neki Farms, where I document my wild and wonderful journey of being a first time farmer and a first time YouTuber. सब बताते हैं क्रॉप को लगाना कैसे है, उगाना कैसे है, बट कोई नहीं बताता एक फार्म को प्रॉफिटेबल कैसे बनाना है. I am Nikita and I am here to talk about the business behind farming. How to make a small farm profitable. I will share my lessons and my journey, and finally, how I reached my current crop, bell peppers. In the first episode, I spoke about crop selection and seed selection, but today I'm here to take you behind the scenes to talk about some of the mistakes I made and how those mistakes led me to bell peppers. For the first experiments, I chose leafy greens and strawberries. Sounds fresh, right? But these crops taught me two important lessons about economies of scale and market demand. Our farming project is set in an area of 1.25 acres. This area is divided into three parts: two polyhouses and some open land. When we started, I grew a different crop in each part. The open land had strawberries and the polyhouses had bok choy and lettuce. This was my first mistake, and it taught me an important lesson in economies of scale. Every crop required a different set of nutrients and care. This was the first hit my profits took. It increased my inventory and reduced my quantities. I had to buy the nutrients at MRP instead of bulk, which was way more expensive. After all of that, we got a beautiful yield of strawberries and leafy greens. But Rudrapur had a limited consumption. That is where I realized the importance of market research. अब रुद्रपुर जैसे छोटे शहर में 800 किलो सलाद पत्ता और बok choy कौन ही खाएगा? And the closest market that could consume such quantities was Delhi. But during peak season, the Delhi markets flood with produce from surrounding areas that the price per kgs dropped drastically. That is where I learned the importance of price fluctuation. Sending different produce to different markets was another overhead that ate away at our profits. The logistic of sending the produce to faraway markets was way more stressful than profitable. And then the final blow came: short shelf life. Before the produce could even reach its final destination, I saw a lot of produce get spoiled. It broke our hearts. लेकिन picture अभी बाकी है मेरे दोस्त. These two crops taught me the business of farming and brought me a step closer to becoming profitable. After these two rough starts, we were looking for a crop that would work for our setup, something that would give us profit and teach us something new. That is when we shifted our focus towards bell peppers, and honestly, it has been a great decision so far. The first change that we made was to grow a similar crop. We grew colored bell peppers inside the polyhouse and green capsicums outside. This is where the difference started. It reduced our labor cost and our nutrient cost. We required the same set of nutrients, fertilizers, and pesticides, allowing us to procure them in bulk, reducing our costs and our wastage. The second factor that worked for our advantage was their high demand and high price. They are in demand all through the year. They're used in hotels and in homes. The price might fluctuate, but the demand is constant. And if you get into colored bell peppers, their price per kg is much higher than the average vegetable. The third factor was higher yield per acre. This might be a cheat code, but if you grow a vegetable with higher weight, your yield will be higher. So, if one strawberry plant will give me 1 kg of produce, while one bell pepper plant will give me 3 kgs of produce, increasing my yield 3 times. We were able to fill trucks, reducing our cost per transportation per kg. This might not have mattered in a big project, but in a small project, it made a big difference. And lastly, longer shelf life is equal to lesser stress. This was golden for our small project. Unlike strawberries and leafy greens, bell pepper give you some time to figure out your transportation and your sale before they get spoiled. Bell peppers aren't the simplest crop, but they give you room to learn nutrient management, pest management, pruning, some real farming skills without getting you overwhelmed. And the best part, they are scalable. If this works, I can expand my project, I can build more polyhouses. For a small project like mine, that's a big win. But challenges are a part of farming. You have to try before you can figure out something that works for you. I'm just giving you some feedback, some life lessons that I learned along the way. But farming is not something that I can teach you or someone else can. It is something that you will learn only once you get your hands dirty. My lessons could only be the starting point, some mistakes that you could avoid. Farming on a small land comes with its own challenges, but it also comes with its own opportunities to learn, to grow, and to experiment. If you're farming on a small piece of land and get overwhelmed by these small challenges, I hope this video makes you feel a little less alone. Thanks for spending this time with me, and do check out my first video about crop selection and seed selection. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe or share it with someone who's just starting their farming journey. Let's build a community of passionate, persistent people who refuse to give up. In my next episode, I will talk about how to start your bell pepper farm and the basic setup required for it. So don't forget to hit that bell icon and stay notified.